What's up, y'all? Hey, what's going on? All right. Asia and Madam Wife, Adam Whip Madam Whip Ass Salima. Hey, what's going on? Mood, what's going on? Okay, so I was kind of chilling and trying to see what more was going to come out, what more was going to be said before I pop back on here to actually talk about this second part of this interview. The first part kind of shook us, and I don't know, part two seemed even worse. It was even worse, in my opinion. For me, I still I believe a lot of what he said, a lot of what Aveon had said. I believe most of what he said. I believe, other than the fact that what his intentions are. I don't believe his intentions. I am pretty settled in my thinking that he is very much trying to clout chase. He's very much a scorned lover, is what he comes across as to me. Um, I believe that he knows now that there's a divorce. Yeah, there's a divorce coming down the pike, and there's a baby. That now it's going to be a whole issue about money. Whatever money that you actually couldn't get out of the man, you definitely aren't going to get out of the man. As I said that before in my other video, that you can't compete with a baby. You know, it just is what it is. Another woman can't compete with a baby, and a sad boy toy definitely can't compete with a baby. You're definitely third down the list in the way of sad chicks. So, child, y'all giving him, child, y'all letting him have it. I ain't talking about he's a messy bottom. Yeah, absolutely, Salima. He's divorcing Kevin in his own way. Absolutely. I don't believe he believes he's divorcing him. I believe he really believes in his mind that he's pushing him against a wall, which is crazy. Yeah, Tasha did do more talking in part two, but you know, she still said too much. She still said things that she didn't need to say. Because again, I don't think that you need to put yourself and your feelings into what is actually going down. We just need you to ask the questions and keep it moving. Now, the whole thing, and then the wife. So I said, well, maybe they listened to a little bit. Maybe they see my video and listened to what I said, because I see he went and got her hair done. He went and got her hair done. He put her in a better looking outfit, but still not at the level of dress that she should have been. She definitely need, again, you're supposed to be bad when you show up. If you're going to be a beard, so to speak, a beards be clean. They're dressed. Beards are Barbie dolls. They are. They are gay men's Barbie dolls. That's what they are. I wouldn't dress my Barbie in box braids. Not at all. My Barbie would be in bundles. Good Peruvian bundles. Okay? If I'm going to carry me a beard around, if I'm going to carry a beard around, she has to at least look as half as good as my drag persona. So no, box braids not going to get it, boo. That outfit that she had on from Down to the City Trends ain't going to work. Not going to work. Hey, Jay. Yeah, so, But where I say he was doing too much, I was happy that the conversation kind of did go more into what his condition was, because there was a lot of talk about what his condition was, and there still was a little bit of a little gray area, which I expected. You say Tasha K made part 2 weird, pushing her narrative and leading her guests. Should have stopped at first part. But you know what, Crystal? There were a lot of unanswered questions. There were a lot of unanswered questions, and a lot of them were, more personal. And if he's foolish enough, hey, Treese, he's foolish enough to answer them. So I would have answered him. I'd have asked him. I would have definitely pulled him back in. And it was a lot. So I'm just gonna go right on down into it. We're gonna go ahead on, Annie, and we're gonna go in there, okay? Let's, so to speak, no pun intended. But this whole situation, I said he was given too much, which makes me definitely not believe the marriage, because there's just some lines that you don't, some lines that you just don't cross with your wife. And I don't care, there's a such thing as caring for a person enough to respect them. Okay. Yes, we're a little unconventional. I got this whole, because he's not admitting to being gay, but he gay as a $3 bill. I got this whole thing going on, but I still gotta respect my wife because she is a wife. If you're gonna play the part, play the part. You can't just have her out here looking crazy. You know what I mean? You can't do that. And the fact that he felt like sitting there, and then you went into you all sexual life, it was a violation. It was a violation. She seemed like his gay Judy that she's in love with and he married. Shawana, I'm going to take half of that. She seems like she's his Judy. Okay. And I ain't so sure that she don't do a little lap licking herself. They literally remind me of a lesbian and a gay male who are the best of friends, who said, listen, bitch, we gonna get these coins. You're gonna be my wife. We're gonna do all this. And she backing him up, because I think in his mind, he actually believes that, by saying, that leading people to believe that he's bisexual, or leading people to believe that he's some semblance of a hermaphrodite. He believes, I think he believes that is going to make people take it easier on him and not view him the same way that possibly somebody would view me if I went on. But guess what? At the end of the day, boo, let's keep it funky. If I sit there, people would probably have more respect for me if I were to come and say, listen, I do drag, I'm gay as hell, and I was screwing this man. I'm mad as hell. He done had a baby on me. He treated me like crap, and I want what's mine. I think that the heterosexual community would respect that more, and say, damn, that's deep. That's deep. Then for me to come out and say, oh, I got this deformity where I kind of got a coochie and I got a cake on, and also I really don't like men, but he took advantage of me, and I, child, we're moving on. We're moving on. People are starting to understand the differences that we all share. There are different people. And people are getting it. It's slow, but it's sure. People are starting to respect that there are differences, that homosexuals do exist. They are in the world, and some people be venturing over to this side of the lane. I think people are starting to understand. And if you're truthful and you talk to people in a truthful manner, people get it. They get it, and they're less likely to bash you. They're less likely to try to tear your story apart and try to fix. I mean, because immediately when he starts saying, I'm human and I'm this, that, and the other, and you showed that you are not comfortable with your sexuality, people immediately started tearing his story apart. Immediately. The first comments I saw was, child, that child's gay. What did the child gay? You know, people immediately went right in there. It's hard for a masculine gay man to come out and say he's gay. It really isn't. Midnight Kiss. Not when he's actually gay. When he's gay and he's comfortable, it's not, because that's who he is. It's hard for a person who is self-hating and self-deprecating to come out and say they're gay. It's hard for them to do that. Because I ain't never had a problem coming out and saying that I'm gay. I'm not, of the masculine nature. I could hide it if I tried. But there are millions of gay men who don't have a problem saying, child, yeah, I'm gay. It is what it is. And that's not all I am. That's not what defines me. And once you are comfortable, then you understand that and you move on. That Aveon is confused. Aveon got problems with his own sexuality. Complete problems. And he is very much gay. He is very much more in touch with his femininity than he is with his masculinity. His masculinity, he's a good actor, because a lot of that is acting. I don't see child just, and this, especially when it goes into a sexual realm, he just is loose. Just as loose and just as fine to speak about. He gets into a whole thing. He's comfortable talking about it. He thinks a lot of it is cute. Because if y'all remember back in the beginning, in the first video, remember he was talking like, he said, I have, like, he said that he, see, Shawana, like, what, that's shout out to Alexander Rogers, honey, femininity. Okay. He literally sat and talked about how he had mastered how to maneuver women and men, and he stopped himself and pulled it back and said, I've mastered how to pull a woman's mind into me. That ain't cute. That ain't cute. There's nothing cute about that. Why is that cute? Because to me, it came across like I'm fooling somebody into falling in love with me when you ain't really sure about yourself. I didn't like that. I ain't like that at all. Didn't like that. But anyway, would you say gay men, but not millions of men who have two that's a whole nother situation. That's a whole nother situation. The fact sitting there and he thinks that the whole two sets of genitalia, he thinks that's a plus in his book for what it is that he's doing. And the truth of the matter is, at some point he might end up finding that as a benefit to him, because he's going to need something to make his money with. He is going to be, he sees himself as a fetish. He sees himself as a fetish, and he actually could make a lot of money being that. If he markets himself the right way, he can make a lot of money that way, because he's not going to make it singing. He's not going to make a lot of money singing. It ain't going to happen, because you just killed your credibility with people. People are not going to want to mess with you. They're not. And it's not that he actually has two genitalia. He talked about having like multiple operations to close the hole up. He literally has like a pee hole on top and a pee hole on the bottom. Trying to find a nice way to say it, child. He has two holes, and one's like where it's supposed to be, and one's at the bottom. And he was saying he literally had surgeries to close the one at the bottom, yet the one at the bottom keeps reopening. It's reopening because that's who you are. That's who you are. Whatever the chromosome imbalance, it is what it is. And he said that even when he goes to the bathroom, sometimes it gets wet on the bottom, that the urine comes out of both. So I just said that's a whole lot. And that's a whole lot to be sharing. So and I'm simple. So I was like, so you really can't stand up and pee, huh, dude? That's interesting. That's interesting. So you're literally like a at some point in his life, he may literally have to like wear panty liners and stuff. So there's a whole lot to that. But the fact that it keeps reopening is very interesting to me. Now, I was wondering, and I was waiting on Tasha to come with the questions, and she didn't. He just continued talking. She kind of got, if I just let him talk, he'll go ahead and talk. No, he doesn't have a cycle. Trace, he doesn't have a cycle. He don't have a cycle, baby. But he went ahead and he talked, but he does get wet on the bottom, just like he does at the top, just like a woman would get wet when aroused at the bottom. This was the part of the interview that I sat here and I said, bitch, come on, come on. And Tasha would have never asked these questions. Tasha would have never asked these questions. So I was so glad that she just kind of pulled back and just let him talk. And he did. He said, and this is when I said, child, that ain't your wife. That's your good Judy. Because there is no way that you respect your wife and you get on there and embarrass her. And that is embarrassing to sit and say, oh, you know, in the mornings, sometime when I want to night crawl. He wants to night crawl on her, that he says she's not wet. Okay, well, that's natural. That's natural. If a woman is not into what it is you're trying to do, or she's asleep, no, she ain't all moist and ready to go. And you got to go work with her. And that's the beauty of, that's heterosexual sexuality. You got to work with her. You have to work her up to that thing. You got to work her up to the point where y'all can get down. That's all part of it. That's the foreplay in that. Don't, AR Strain, don't you play with me. Talk about you don't know what night crawling. All gay men know what night crawling is. And if you don't, I'll do another video to tell you what night crawling is. Night crawling is not, it ain't nice. Well, some people like it, but night crawling is not nice. He's night crawling. But anyway, he said that what he does is sometimes he gets wet on the bottom, and what he will do, oh my God. So Wiley don't know what night crawling is either. Okay, I'll explain it in a second. Just hold on, y'all. I'll explain it in a second. He said, well, let me explain it now. Night crawling is this. It's when you basically take and make your way to your partner. When your partner ain't really ready, they might be asleep. They're not really trying to do something, and you basically you enter without an invitation. That's night crawling. I ain't with it, but this y'all people do it. People do it. That's when the guy gets up, when you be laying there and your partner be tapping you on your leg, honey. That's the beginnings of night crawling. Anyway, so that's what that is. Are y'all following? Okay. All right. So yeah, all women know what it is. I mean, yeah. Not so much a forced entry, but and now it takes another turn when you have people like, if you're drunk, when people are drunk and people do that kind of stuff. See, that's how you end up night crawling, and then you end up as a part of the Me Too movement with the bullshit. So you got to watch, because night crawling is a real thin line. You might skate on over, honey, and find yourself down 200 Ross Street, honey, messing around. So anyway, wait a minute. See, let me night crawl my woman. Wiley, I ain't gonna do you tonight. We just gonna go ahead, and I'm just gonna let that go on the slide. Hi, Wiley. I'm just gonna let it slide. I ain't gonna let you have it. Anyway, like I said, Wiley, pay attention. Read the words that's coming out of my mouth, honey. Look at me. Look at me good. Focus. Get an understanding. Night crawling is a very slippery slope and a very slippery line. You understand? Night crawling on the wrong person could end you up down as part of the Me Too movement. So be careful. You understand? Okay. But I think you got more of an issue. Somebody might night crawl on you, Wiley. But I ain't going to let you have it too much. But anyway, let's go. Okay. So he made the comment that when he tries to night crawl on her, that she's dry, and he will reach down and use the moisture from the bottom to actually gain access to her. I thought that was so out of order. So out of order. And if that's what y'all do, that's cool. I mean, that's convenient, I guess. It's a lot of swapping DNA, but that I guess that's convenient. But yes, Diva One, it was TMI. It was too much information. And look at Nancy talking about that was hot. Child, Miss Wiley, Lord have mercy. Anyway, yeah, it was a lot. And I felt like if you find a woman who loves you enough, to accept you for your with all your flaws and your differences, that you would never put her in a position where you have her on a public platform and you embarrass her. And she was embarrassed. She was embarrassed, but it didn't bother her, to the degree that it would have bothered me. But she was just like, okay, that's a little bit too much. Yeah, that's a little bit too much. It's way too much. He was doing too much. But I think he thinks that all of this stuff is real interesting. But listen, like I said, when things go south with this whole musical career and this talking too much, you will definitely find that you could make a shit ton of money in porn. Go on over to the porn side, bruh, and you'll be absolutely okay, because there are people that are into fetishes and things like that they will definitely pay you for all of this extra that you're doing. You can make money speaking about it. You can make, definitely, if you show yourself doing it, you could make a shit ton of money. People like different. They do. But I just thought this was not the right platform. And I just thought it was just a bit too much. And then his whole thing with Wendy and Charlemagne, I was like, nobody is going to mess with you. She was in love with those grapes. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. Nobody's going to mess with him now. He has literally shot his career in the foot. I don't want my man to use his juices on me. Plus, he might say, I said it's a whole lot of swapping, honey. There's a lot. There's a lot. I said, ooh, goodness. I said, okay. Lube on the go, absolutely. And the fact that it keeps coming back open, that's yeah, I guess he figured out at some point just stop trying to sew it up, because it's going to keep opening back up, because it's you. It's who you are. Wendy and Charlemagne is going on a date, child. Gregory, you don't stop giving Wendy and Charlemagne too much. I wish you would sign with my company. Child, you don't want him to say. I think you want to play that game with him, Wilder. You want to see what's going on, honey. Mr. Colwell, your hands and manicure nails are stuck. Okay, Barry. He got the squirt and poke. Absolutely, ratchet temptation. Exactly. And that's a nice way of saying it, honey. He got it going on. Of course, I want to taste him and her. Oh, that's nice, honey. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If they let you, and you know what, the way he get down, he just may. Hi, Miles. How are you, baby? a mess, but it was a lot. It was a whole lot. Poor Tasha. Tasha ain't know what to do with herself with that. It took a left turn. She didn't know what to do with all that information. But very, very interesting. But I think that second part of that interview was kind of rough. I think he really got himself in some issues. I really did. I couldn't even finish this interview with Tasha K. He's a lot. Yeah. But do you see what I'm saying? How it just it went somewhere totally different. I think people in the second part of the interview stopped even feeling sorry for him. And you know what, Sean Bradley? I'm not. I'm not. I'm not with you. I'm not. You know what it's given, and stop it. The conversation was so disgusting to me. It was, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot for the normal person. You know what I mean? And and I say normal. When I say normal, I don't mean gay versus. I'm talking about normal as in just regular run-of-the-mill people, and then there is a sector of people who are open and have, they're open to hear new things and learn new things. There's a sector of people that just ain't ready. That are just not ready. Nothing wrong with them, but there's a sector of people that just ain't ready. Now, I'm always open. I ain't got no problem. I don't be judging. It's like, come on, that's cool. Ain't no problem. Because I'm like, why you keep selling it up? Leave it go. Girl, go make you some money off of it. You kind of hoish anyway. You know what I mean? He got hoe-like behavior completely. I still say I wouldn't have him around nothing that I cared about. Nothing. I wouldn't allow him. Yeah, that's what he said. 10 surgeries, Gregory. I wouldn't allow him around nothing I cared about because he very much serves me queen that will sleep with your band, honey. And You were back good Judy's with the chick that had the baby, Nikki, and you sleeping with her man, you smiling and grinning in Wendy's face and singing happy birthday and sleeping with her man. You ain't to be trusted, sis. You are not to be trusted. He needs a better surgeon. I don't think that's the issue, Millie Vanilli. Guess what? Nature is what nature does. If you naturally have two holes, who are you to start trying to close one up? You keep trying to close it and it keeps coming back open 10 times. What do you think the 11th time is going to be? No. If it's supposed to be there, it's supposed to be there. That's why it keeps opening back up. You mess around and try to close it up and be the mess around and got yourself a good old infection, good old nasty infection. Because he said it's like seeping different things. That you could imagine that would really cause a problem at some point. I don't know, just bad. Did you see Wendy bring up Charlemagne on her show? I didn't actually watch the show, Max, in the last couple days. He's a triple threat. Oh, I'm a triple threat. Child, not to me, she ain't, because I don't trust her, Abby. Just a mess. Just a whole mess. That's the part that was so nasty. Just the thought of it is like I had a lot of fear for him. A lot of fear. I was like, oof. I think he said too much. That really scared me. James, my eyes are going to be as big as Wendy's. Does he have a period? No, he doesn't have a period. That doesn't happen. Men don't have periods. We don't have all the stuff in the inside. Even when you have some of those little things going on, he doesn't have all the things inside that he would need to actually produce an actual period. He doesn't have any eggs or anything like that. So he has no reason to be having a period. Nope. See, every Playboy bunny is going to... How could that wife sit there through that? That's because she's not really the wife, J. Dot. That's why I think that she was able to kind of sit through it, because she's not that. She's not. I don't believe she's really the wife like that. And then the thing is, at the end that really made it kind of like, ugh, when he said, don't, when you all see us out, don't be touching on my wife and thinking that my wife is a freak because she's not a freak. Well, I'd have to disagree. I'd have to disagree because anytime that you, and nothing wrong with it. Now, ain't nothing wrong with being a freak. Now, if that's what you, that's your thing. That's your thing. But I would kind of put her in the freak. I think her freak number would be kind of high. Anytime when her stuff ain't working and the man you with reached down and like, that's all right, baby. I'll give you a little bit of mine. You freaky. You freaky. Because I can't even imagine. You freaky. That's taking our spit on it to a whole nother level. Bit much. Bit much. So is this an open relationship? No, AR, they don't have an open relationship. They don't have an open relationship. And they claim that, you know, that happened and like she's not open for it to happen again. Yeah, I just think it's a bunch of bullshit personally. Not the city church Peruvian bundles. Absolutely. Paige, absolutely. She had box braids and a city trend two-piece ensemble. I said, nope. Nope. I still ain't convinced. My Barbie doll would have been worked, baby. She'd have been done, baby. Pool snatch, makeup done. The girl, she didn't know she did her own makeup. I said, nope. She was giving DC Beyonce a run for her money. Child, do you think Wendy put them up to it? I don't. I don't. I don't believe that. I believe this is all him. Ask April says she said nothing about them as normal. She got that right. She got that right, including how they don't tell the truth all the time. Ain't nothing about them normal. But they, you know what? They're gonna have to walk that off. They're going to, all of this that they're doing, they're going to have to walk it off. Him and her. Him and her. I don't know if they actually thought that out. Maybe they broke. It sounds like it. It definitely sounds like it. Help me out. Want to say hello to all before my meds kick in. Hey, Taylor. Initially wasn't his narrative that of a victim. Absolutely, Dan. And that was the point. That's why I came back on. Because at first I wasn't going to do a second video. You know, I had did the first video for the first part. I wasn't going to do a second video. But the narrative of how people started looking and feeling, even myself, it started to change. I was like hanging on it. I was like, oh, that's really wild. But I didn't take him as a victim. Because when I did my first video, people were saying to me, you're victim shaming. And I'm like, no, I'm not, because he's not a victim. He's not a victim. He's out here trying to get something. Hey, Jamin. Let's see. Nobody wants you singing to them and they know you have a, oh, well, that's not true. I mean, he has a talent. He definitely has a talent, you know, as far as singing, but he has to he needs to that. Now, that's what he should be spending more time on, trying to figure out what you can do to get yourself out there. And doing covers of Brian McKnight is not going to get you out there. Brian McKnight is still living. Brian McKnight is still making music. Brian McKnight has two fine ass sons that are as cute as Brian McKnight and sound like Brian McKnight. So where do you think you fit in that, sis? You don't fit in. We don't need a third Brian McKnight or fourth Brian McKnight, a knockoff. We don't need you right now. You got to find something. That's what he should have been using his time, trying to figure out how do I, you know, work on what it is I got and make it work. He done been viral how many times and it still ain't popped off. Yeah, he needs a new sound. Kel was 20 years older, so he took advantage of the younger, naive, vulnerable kid. Don't you think? No, I don't, Betsy. I think that the little young thing felt as though I got this old bastard who is payday. I think that's what he saw. I'm young and I'm beautiful. Ding, 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 ding. Money signs. But he messed up and he ran into not a sugar daddy, but you ran into an old bastard that felt as though he was arrogant enough that he could buy whatever he wanted. So no, I don't feel like he took advantage of him. Well, I mean he did overall, but it was an understanding. He was kept. He was kept. He was kept. You gonna pay on the front end or you gonna pay on the back end? You got into all kind of stuff with him. Like, I ain't heard nothing about no condoms. You allowed Kevin to night crawl on you, but you tried to put it off on us as though he raped you, but never said I was raped. But you tried to present it to us that way. You tried to present it to us that way. And where you messed up is you want to talk about how you didn't wash, and he did this to me, and I did that, and he did this to me, and his stuff was like this. That's what threw you all off. Anybody you ever seen that was raped, that's truly raped and they have a real problem about what they've gone through, you ain't heard them say nothing about penis size. You ain't heard them say nothing about how fast the person ejaculated. You ain't heard no rape victim say no mess like that. Who you heard say something like that was old nasty size queen. Old nasty size queen that feels as though she just let the trade have it. That's who talks like that. Child, please. A mess. He's going to be good out as the man with the coochie juice on his wife's drop. Look. That's going to be them. That is going to be them, honey. That is going to be them. Child. Mm-hmm. People going to be asking them, would you like some gray poo-poo porn, honey? A mess. A mess, a mess, a mess. Exactly. He said Kevin ate him first. Exactly. Just, and how do you rape somebody? Really? Where you ever heard that at? Somebody that's raping, doing all that. Nastiness in the beginning, honey. Couldn't you get up and leave? And it sounded to me like it wasn't the first time it happened. It sounded to me like it was what you were used to, and you thought it was cute. He was even talking about the energy of it, and oh, when two men sleep together, no, don't always be like that, child. And people don't be all into all that. Like I was listening to him, like, who you sleeping with, girl? But it sounded like it wasn't the first time. It sounded like he really enjoyed it to me. I didn't feel like he was a victim as far as the sexual stuff. I thought he thought it was all cute. That was disgusting. She was hella embarrassed. She should have been. She wasn't as embarrassed as a normal person would have been. His condition isn't funny. No, it absolutely is not funny. What's funny, truth to, is that he thinks that it's this extra added benefit. That's what's funny. That's why you can actually laugh at it, because we're not laughing at his condition. We're laughing at the fact that he thinks it gives him a little something extra to compete with. That's how I see it. Like he wanted me because I got this going on. Don't seem like it because he didn't run in there trying to play with that. He ran right on up in your. Oh, listen, he treated you just like a regular little gay boy, honey. He didn't even. From what he said, Kevin never even focused in on any of his, his extra femininity. He said he went in there, he sucked my this, he ran in my back. I said, oh, girl, he just went and let you have it. He didn't mess with none of your extra stuff. He went in there for what it was he wanted, honey. He likes a little something extra. James, you starting trouble? Probably. Probably. We're not laughing at him. We're laughing near him. You know what, Ratchet? Laughing around him, honey. Yeah, he's been with multiple. You could tell. Oh, child, you could absolutely tell that he's more comfortable doing the male thing than he is doing the female thing. What do you think about Charlamagne's reaching out to Wendy? Hmm. I don't know. I know that's probably pretty nerve wracking because you don't never know how she's gonna take it. They've been feuding for so long. She may not even be open to him reaching out to her. You know what I mean? I don't know. Kind of strange. Wait, so how did this hermaphroditism even come up? Oh, he actually offered that information, AR. He offered that in the first interview. J Love, you know what? He is not right to whore himself out, but people do fetishize that ish. Absolutely. Kevin probably felt more straight screwing around with a man with extra genitalia. Mm, mm, I would give him that if it was functional, but it's not functional. It's sewn up. It's sewn up except for the little piece that's open that allows the wetness. But Kevin wasn't able to take advantage of any of that. So I can't give him that. Now, had he had messed with a trans woman, then I could go for that. Because the trans woman is a being that actually has a little something extra. Aveon doesn't have a little something extra. Aveon has a little extra wetness that is, what are you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with it? So I can't let him off the hook with that one. And he did. He brought it up. He didn't. He didn't say he used the extra, and then he went back and said Kevin's gay because Kevin did this to me and Kevin did that to me. Well, girl, I mean, you act like it was something bad. You did it to him. You did it to him. That's the part. See, that's the part that gets me. You felt as though he was less of a male because he performed fellatio on you and he screwed you. But at the same time, you keep trying to pump to us that you are this masculine being, and you did the exact same thing to him. So I guess ain't neither one of y'all shit in your mind, huh? You know what I mean? He just did a lot of double talking, and child, he don't like himself. He got issues with what he got going on. He has issues. He has issues. Right. No, he had a sad woman and a sad man for whatever he felt like doing. Absolutely. And as April. And he didn't, because if Aveon was that little bit of extra, you got both, then he wouldn't have needed the female, right? And he can't get Aveon pregnant. Aveon would have been perfect. He'd have served both purposes, and you couldn't have got him pregnant, and you wouldn't have been in no trouble. And Aveon knew how to keep a secret because he was standing around Wendy singing happy birthday to her, looking all cute and stuff, like a cute little version of Carl Thomas, like a little gay version of Carl Thomas over there. Child, Wendy would have been none the wiser. But no, he didn't. He's not a woman. He didn't view him as a woman. He didn't view him as that type. He viewed him as femininity. And he liked him for that. He didn't look at him like a woman. It was like that was all Aveon stuff. That was Aveon's thing. He was the one walking around feeling like a woman, being treated like a woman. But no, Kevin felt like that was his little man. Listen, honey. And now his side man ain't got no money. Absolutely ain't gonna have none. He done messed himself up. And ain't nobody else gonna want to mess with you because you talk too damn much. That's it. Feeling like a lily. Okay? Feeling like an orchid. Yes, Kay, honey. That's a shout out to my Alexander Rogers baby from Can't nobody do it like Alex does. That shit's funny. As April, you are Capricorn. I see you have lots of good sense like James. I didn't know Ask April was Capricorn. All right. Oh, you can tell he's going for shock value and money. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, Aveon has abnormal chromosomes, right? He was probably meant to be completely male, but the chromosomes on people with some extra sex chromosomes. I think that old Aveon was supposed to be just like me, honey, a homosexual, honey. Homosexual, honey. I got whatever chromosomes I got. I'm a homosexual, honey. And I ain't got nothing extra. I don't have nothing extra dripping nowhere, honey. I like men, and so the hell does Aveon, honey. And that's it. I ain't giving you no out. It ain't about no chromosomes. I ain't about none of that. It's about you're a gay male, you playing games, and you're gonna mess around and get caught up in it. That's what it's about. James, don't let him hide his candy from the girls. We want to know why he's lying. Okay? Yeah. And the old size queen. you got so much going on. No, he don't do anything like, he does nothing that screams bisexuality to me. He does nothing that screams closeted male to me. He does everything to me that screams queen. And I love queens. I ain't got no problem. Y'all know I love it all, honey. I love the masculine gays. I love the queenie boys. I love the drag queens. I love my trans sisters and brothers. I love it all. I ain't got no problem. I love everybody for exactly who they are. And I love you more when you love you. When you are accepting of what it is you got going on, I love you even more. But this bullshit that Aveon got going on, I bet I don't come off my porch. The LGBTQ could be doing a rally right down my street, and Aveon, it'd be about Aveon. I won't even come off my porch. I'll be looking at them like, because he full of shit. He full of shit. And I felt as though when I watched him, I felt as though he was kind of looking down on the rest of us. You're just like us, honey. You ain't different. You ain't doing but playing around with her. I don't know why she there. I don't know why she there, other than she waiting for the payday that ain't coming. I just fake like I'm asleep and fake snore to get a nigga off of me. I don't like night crawling because I don't like my sleep to be messed with. I know that's right, Paige. I know that's right. James, what do you think about Aveon and Denial wife? She's a clown. She's a clown. She's a clown, and it's going to be. I feel sorry for her because she's going to be. It's like she's going to be like the Carrie of this when it's all over with. It's going to be given very much of they're all going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you. That's what her life is going to be like when this dies down. It's going to die down in a couple of weeks. But her, people going to be looking at her and turning their nose up. And you know how people are. People are mean. And they're going to let her have it. They're going to let her have it, or people will start treating her like she's a fetish. I want to get with the girl that got, that dealt with the man with the two holes, honey. Hey, Miss Natalia. Miss Natalia did super chat. Thank you, baby. Mwah. Yeah, I think that people will start doing that to her, but I definitely think that there's definitely, listen, Aveon, don't get mad at me, sis. I'm telling you, there is money in porn for you, girl. You out there already. There's money in porn for you get paid, bitch. Now is your time. You can get paid. And I'm being serious. Y'all think I'm being funny. I'm not. I am as serious as a heart attack. As serious as a heart attack. I think his wife is bisexual and get a strong vibe from her that she is into women as well as men. More so. I think more so. I told you earlier, I think that is a lesbian and a gay male who are good friends. Girl, come on, bitch. We can already do this. I ain't gonna say that they ain't never tried each other out. I ain't gonna say that, child. But yeah, I think it's more of a good girlfriend ism. That's why she was tearing those grapes up. That was nervous munchies. He can move to Vegas and become a tourist attraction. Exactly. That's the title for his debut porn, child. Listen. I really believe his wife is bisexual. Some bisexual women don't accept gay men or bi men, but some do. Absolutely. Oh well, child. Absolutely. That's not strange to see in my world, where you see a woman that is a lesbian and a male that is a gay male who actually get together and literally really fall in love and have children in the whole 9 yards. It it just is what child. Listen. When people are honest with themselves, you'd be surprised what the possibilities are. When you're honest with yourself, you have to be honest with yourself. When you're honest with yourself, then you be honest with the rest of the world. And you'd be surprised how many other people kind of think the way you do. And then people find each other, child. Didn't you hear him say he can talk about it now because he's different now and found himself? Did he? He found his sexual freedom. He thinks he's special. I got very much that he thinks he's special when it comes to the bedroom. He thinks he's special. Child Natalia, the topic is child. It's out there, Natalia. It's out there. I can't respect that he portrayed it like it was his first experience that he didn't want, and he's not really into men. It's disrespectful to people who are. Thank you, Ask April. That's exactly what I was talking about. I felt like he was giving the rest of us this, honey. I don't really like all that, honey. He just took me and just did it. No, girl, you liked it, honey. You liked it, and you were mad because it was over too soon and it didn't give you all you need. You didn't feel like you had got filled up, and you were mad, girl. That I wasn't feeling him. Very much a turn off. If he does porn, we will see that he is a fully functioning biological man. He knows the freak show belief cells, and he will. Exactly. Exactly. One more and I'm done. I wonder if he can. You know what? Enough. He was too shocking with his detail on purpose. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Girl found himself. He said he just moved out of the condo in October. He's salty. He got a sugar daddy and he got a Splendor daddy. Absolutely. I'm telling you, it sounds to me like everything was fine. If Sharina, Nikki, whatever her name is, and she's going by, if she had never gotten pregnant, we would not be having this conversation right now. Everybody would have continued on. He would have played boy toys. She would have played side chick, and everything would have been going as scheduled. I don't think that we would be having this conversation right now had she never gotten pregnant. And I believe that. Are you talking about that Butch Queen who said he slept with Wendy's husband? I'm so sick of that. Queens who want to be wrong. Absolutely, Natalia. That's who we're talking about. Right. In the first interview, Tasha asked him if he was bisexual. He said, I'm just human. I was like, child, yeah, like there was something wrong with being bisexual, Shanta. Yeah. I was like, child, she's doing too much. See, that's the T. Why now, if this is actually true? Yeah, the pregnancy did it because you can't. I'm telling you, they be talking about K. Michelle, but K. Michelle, when K. Michelle puts pen to paper, a lot of truth takes place. K. Michelle writes some of the best and some of the deepest lyrics ever. People can't get past a lot of stuff about K, and some people don't care for K, but K. Michelle is a hell of a songwriter, and it's because she writes from a place of truth. She does. And I'm telling you, when she said, you cannot compete, cannot. You cannot compete with a baby. You can't, and you never will. Women who get with men who have a baby on the way with another woman, you're setting yourself up because a lot of times that baby will draw them people back together, honey, and your ass will be standing on the outside looking foolish when it's all over with. And guys, I'm telling you, you're third down on the totem pole. You cannot compete with a baby. A baby changes everything. James, what is a size queen? A size queen is, it could be a male or it could be a male or a woman. It's a person that's always really, really enamored by the size of a man's genitalia. That's a size queen. You prefer it at a certain size. Got no respect for it if it's under that size. You old nasty size queen, honey. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't judge me, honey. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Old Nikki secured the bag with the baby. Yes, she did. She won. And she know it. That's what she's sitting around, baby. She's like, hashtag winning. She got rid of that queen, honey, and the wife. Sure did. She just didn't know she's going to mess up her money too, but you know. You know what, Tracy Trey? Tracy Trey told, well, I like me long because she looked like a woman of a particular age that smells good all over and she can fry the ish out of some chicken and I ain't no freak. That's all. Well, I'm fine with that, Tracy. Thank you, baby. Lord have mercy. James, if your mama were, wait, if your mama were my daddy, child, I don't like him no more. I don't like him no more. We don't bring him up. So she's one of the girls. Absolutely. As far as I'm concerned. Size Queens in the chat, type 1. Let me stop. I gotta get out and get to being messy. But child, listen. I bet you get more ones than twos, honey. I'm like, hey, Uncle. Hey, Miss B from DC. What's up, baby? Yeah, Kev ain't gonna marry that such. Child, they supposedly already married, but that ain't nothing but another lie, child. Where do people think they going with somebody's husband? Child, to hell, straight to hell, and you're gonna be unhappy on the trip. The child, nobody want nobody else's old problem. Wendy was plotting the whole time. She should have been. Wendy should have been waiting, and because she been knowing about. They say she been knowing about the woman forever, but I know this whole thing with the man and all that, y'all. She should have been waiting, laying, and getting ready. I'm trying to figure out if I'm a size queen. You know what, Asia? Child, you do yourself a favor. Ain't no need to be sitting around bored. Hey, James, I'm just joining. I enjoyed your part one review on this. Thank you, Yolanda. But yeah, that's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. She just got embarrassed, just go embarrassed. Hey, James, did you see the trailer for the Have and Have Nots? I did. I did, T. All the fun was while the husband was married. Exactly. And now it's over. Now it's over. Wendy is definitely short and direct to pauses around time. Yeah, child, Wendy's repossessing cars. Wendy is going through and giving hell, and I don't blame her. This is just a damn mess. Did you see the trailer for the Chucky movie? I did. I did. I did. James, Wendy didn't have to tow the Ferrari. How's the woman supposed to pick up Wendy's baby? You know what, Justin? Listen. Listen. Now that Nikki may try to play that victim role with a book, or and she need not. She need not, because I don't think anybody views her as a victim. So Miss Thing likes her back broken by a big piece of bird. Now the time you know you out of order. You just gonna break it all the way down, took it all the way to the club. Exactly. But all that money he's been spending on that side chick might buy him on his ass because she got a child. Listen, absolutely. Absolutely. What's the name of the condition so I can research it? Somebody throw that name up in there, child. They put it in there earlier. Somebody typed the name of the condition back in there. Wendy freezed in the bank account like, okay. She's gonna take the bus with the baby, okay? It's not her hermaphroditism. It's something else. AR. It's an actual yeah. Somebody will put it in there. They edit it in there. It's child. Listen, I didn't find it all that interesting. I just found him shady, personally. Shady, shady. There it is, right there, Madam Whip ass. There it is. All right, y'all. So we have reached an hour at this mess. So I'm going to get on out of here. I thank you all for stopping by and hanging out with me and listening to what I had to say about the second piece of Miss Tasha's interview. Child, we appreciate it, Tasha, honey, when you do the mess, honey. We appreciate it, girl. We appreciate it, honey. Whew, but I don't think this is over. I really don't, because this child, he just, I don't think it's over. I don't think we've heard the last of Aveon, honey. Yeah, not at all. All right, you guys, I will catch y'all later. If I don't see y'all beforehand, I'll see you all Saturday at 12 p.m. for Swipe Left. All right, you guys, good night.